The housing market is showing some volatility these days, but that isn't deterring door and window companies heading into 2019. Meanwhile, there's plenty to look forward to at this year's WinDoor show. I'm Drew Vass, editor of Door and Window Market magazine. Welcome to our October-November newscast. Who can believe it? Here we are in the fourth quarter of 2018 and quickly heading for a new year. And of course, one key factor that every door and window company pays attention to these days is the latest market predictions. Our parent company, Key Media and Research, has its own in-house research division. And today, KMR's Director of Research, Nick St. Dennis, joins us to discuss some of the findings from the first annual Industry Outlook report. Thanks for joining us, Nick.
Thanks for having me.
So with interest rates creeping up and affordability issues, there's a little volatility these days in the housing market. What does your research show?
There is some volatility in the housing market lately, but confidence among dealers and manufacturers remains really high based on their outlook of the economy in general. In fact, according to our research, around 90% of manufacturers categorize the current business environment as either very favorable or somewhat favorable. And most of them anticipate an increase in production in 2019.
No kidding. Well, that's certainly positive.
It is.
And what are some of the things driving those expectations?
Well, Drew, optimism is stemming from things like increased automation and a strong repair and replacement market. Manufacturers and dealers both seem to think that even with a few snags in the year ahead, such as labor shortages and slower starts in housing, they have the tools they need to continue to succeed.
What are some other interesting things you found in your research?
Well, we cover a wide range of topics in the report. One of the interesting things that we found in our analysis was of the manufacturing footprint. We compiled and analyzed square footage data from a sample of North American door manufacturers, about 60 of them, companies ranging from less than 10 million in annual sales all the way up to well over 100 million in annual sales. Through this, we determined that the typical door and window manufacturer has one employee for every 550 to 1,000 square feet of manufacturing space.
We've reported a lot on expansions lately. Will future data tell you anything about how that space is filled?
Yeah, so without a doubt, we'll revisit this data in future years. It'll be interesting to see how things like automation, impact the ratio of employees to manufacturing space, if at all.
KMR's report is comprehensive, so we can't get into everything here. Where can folks find the full report?
A full report is available at keymediaresearch.com.
Thanks, Nick. One place we expect to hear a lot of discussion about the door and window markets includes WinDoor 2018, where we'll be headed in just a couple of weeks. The show will take place from December 3rd through the 5th at the Quebec City Convention Center. And whether you're keying in on the multifamily or single-family markets in 2019, this year the show will have you covered with an added focus on the commercial market. This includes exhibitors who will show commercial products and seminars. We reached out to some of them ahead of the show to pick up on trends. Two manufacturers, PH Tech and Vecca, both tell DWM that they're planning to feature new patio doors this year, including new 3- and 6-panel options from PH Tech and doors from Vecca with DP50 ratings. Finzi, Quanex, and Tremco all say they plan to show hot melt sealants, while ODL plans to continue momentum for blinds between the glass via a new color collection. And there will be no shortage of hardware. We spoke to several manufacturers planning to cue in on awning and casement windows. On the education side, one session we expect to be of particular interest covers new building codes, standards, and the latest Energy Star update. That's scheduled for Tuesday, December 4th and Wednesday, December 5th from 9 to 10 a.m. With the Office of Energy Efficiency at Natural Resources Canada seeking 30% energy reductions from buildings, this is one session we expect manufacturers will want to attend. We'll be bringing you updates at the show, so watch for our videos. And if you're there, stop by and see us in booth 116. That's all for this edition of our newscast. I'm Drew Vass. Thanks for watching.